Namaste, beautiful people, and welcome to 365 Days of Healing. I'm going to talk about judgments today. I received an absolute roasting a couple of days ago on one of our YouTube videos, and this person said that they sat on what they wanted to say for 2 weeks, and then they came back and just unloaded everything on our channel. And first of all, I want to say you don't have to announce your departure. It's not an airport. I heard that from someone else, but it's so clever. Because this person said they'd never watch our channel again. Cool. That's her prerogative and her right, and we wish you well. But the thing is, when you judge someone and when you're so vitriolic and so nasty about someone else's work and opinion and the way they express themselves, it really comes down to the fact that it's more about the person who's sending the judgment, sending the message, than it is about the recipient. And it's something that we all must remember, that if we're so heavily triggered, and in this case, this woman sat and stewed on it for 2 weeks, makes me realize that it's her stuff, it's her trigger. It's nothing actually to do with me whatsoever. Now, because I've been, particularly in the last 2 years, I've been quite vocal about my belief systems around what's happening in the world at the moment, very much wanting to talk about the antidote to the current mainstream media and these kind of things. So I definitely have received my fair share of trolling. I even had someone private message me last year and say that myself and the person that I just interviewed needed to be put into jail, all sorts of things. And it really has supported me in moving from being a people pleaser into someone who knows that I must speak truth no matter what, because if I don't, I would be impacting on my own soul growth and my own soul journey. Now, I know that when I speak, it's my truth. It may not resonate with everyone else. And everyone's got their own piece of the spiritual jigsaw puzzle, and we must be willing to put our piece in. And that's often through vocalization or through the written word, or through talking to people in the street, but it's really important that we voice what our truth is, and also be willing to say if our narrative is changing. If we've discovered something new, we might then pipe up and say, hey, actually what I said 2 weeks ago, I've now refined that because I've learned something different. We don't have to just hold to a certain narrative just because we believed it at one point with all our heart and soul, because we may evolve out of that, and that's fine. We're meant to change, that's the whole point of evolution and growth. But we really must be mindful of when we are pointing the finger at someone else and telling them that they are wrong. They are wrong, and that they should be ashamed of themselves, and that they're filth, and all these kind of just horrible derogative things that are thrown around. At what point do we think it's okay to be a keyboard warrior? And when someone has exposed themselves, their voice, their face, their channel, their business, their everything, have served in all of these ways which have been supported, in particular by this person, the kindness that we have shown this person who's got so many physical ailments, and all the support that has come the way of this person, and then just one video that we did completely changed everything, and the attack was on, next level attack. And you've got to wonder, haven't you? You've got to wonder, because what is going on within that person that they feel they're justified in judging someone else at that level? And if we feel that we are justified, can we pause? Can we breathe? Can we say, why am I so heavily triggered? What is this person not doing to me, but what has this person done that has evoked such strong reactions? And why aren't I able to respond at this time with kindness and love? Even if I don't agree, I could choose to say nothing and just leave the channel, don't watch any further. Cool. B, if I absolutely feel I need to say something, how can I approach this with just pure kindness and love? You know, I remember learning at school how you do the sandwich effect. If you need to give feedback, you sandwich it with positive. So there's a positive, there's a compliment, there's the critical and constructive, has to be constructive feedback, not just your opinion, but constructive feedback. And then you sandwich it again with another positive. But, you know, I have to say that I'm really at a point where I don't care too much for anyone's opinion, particularly if they're somewhat of a stranger to me, which this person was. Yes, they were engaged with our YouTube channel, but they certainly have never done any training with us. They do not know me personally. They don't probably follow our podcast and understand the broader picture of who we are and what we do. And what was interesting is that the video that really triggered this person was a comical video. Because she had pigeonholed us into being these do-gooder, love and light, yogi, spiritual people. And, you know, you can't deviate from that. But actually, spirituality is all-encompassing. It's everything. It's foul language. It's, you know, gnashing teeth, anguish. It's stomping around. It's venting. It's all of those things that you may not initially class as being on a spiritual path because you think it's all just purity and love. But the thing is, it leads to purity and love when you get into the bottom of the barrel and when you release all your gunk and all of your trauma. And sometimes, you know, you're writing in your journal how angry you are at something, you know, and you're using vicious type language to express it. Doesn't mean you're attacking anyone. It means that you're releasing the energy, and that is what healing is all about. And this is 365 days of healing. So the comment was so nasty that I removed it, and hopefully I blocked the person from the channel. I don't know whether I succeeded. I don't know what I'm doing with that. But it's really important that if people, it's like someone, you know, coming into your house, because that's what your own private channel, your own social media is about, or your own business place, you know, maybe. They've come in, say physically, into your home or into your business place, and they don't agree with everything that you're doing. Say they don't like the way I've decorated my house. It gives them no right to then shit on the floor. You know what I mean? Like, they have no right to shit on your floor. And you would stop them shitting on your floor. And you would ask them to leave. And it's exactly what people think they have the right to do on your social media. And they don't. They really don't. And if it's at that level, blocking, unfriending, unfollowing, whatever you need to do to remove that person from your orbit is absolutely the way to go. And a lot of spiritual people say, you know, that you need to look beyond that and you need to keep sending that person love. Yeah, you can send them love energetically, but you don't leave yourself open to attack. You absolutely don't, because your spiritual pathway is about supporting and loving yourself first. Why? Because when you fill your own cup, you overflow in such a way that all that ripple and all that joy and all that love and all that beauty and all that benevolence then just naturally flows out to everyone else. So you don't ever have to force yourself to accept someone else's behavior. And in fact, I feel that's why a lot of people, you know, end up with all sorts of illness. I talked about metaphysics the other day, and I know a lot of people actually reached out from that video, and I know there's a lot of suppression going on within people because they feel they just can't be themselves and express themselves the way they really want to, because they've locked into this spiritual template of what it means to be spiritual, and that you can't vocalize the absolute guttural truth within yourself towards someone else. So we're reframing a lot of things, and you know, the theme for today, and thank you to that person who left that comment, because you know, it had to come. We have to have a talk about judgment. There's discernment. That's very, very useful. You can be discerning. That lady could be discerning that our channel does not serve her. So all she has to do is just not come back, unfollow, unsubscribe, whatever you need to do on any social media platform. Discernment is absolutely vital for all of us. If something doesn't resonate, it's not serving us, move away from it. But judgment is something different. That's saying someone else is wrong. And then judgment with an attack really takes that person into their dark side. It really takes them into their dark side. And all that they're doing, all they're succeeding at doing, is creating a loop of energy that brings that darkness back to them. And, you know, I don't know this person personally, but I know this person's debilitated. And it explains why this person's so debilitated, why their physical body is not functioning. And I'm not judging that person. I am more speaking from a metaphysical sense as to why that person is not able to move, because they've locked themselves down in their body with their judgments, with the way that things should be in the world, with right and wrong, and this is the way that it is. And this person even used all of their family members and said all these people in their family would never do what we did. But it's irrelevant. You know, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter what their family does. It only matters to me what is my truth and what I feel I need to express, or the people that I invite onto this channel, what I support in them expressing. So it's really useful to have this conversation. And if you have been attacked, and if you have been the recipient of a lot of judgment, I know a lot of people who are either here on our YouTube or our trainees on our My Health Yoga TV site. I know that you've been speaking up as well this last 2 years, and I know that you've also been the recipient of much judgment. And, you know, it is very character building. And so we must rejoice in that, because it's helping us personally to break into new territory where we have to choose to love ourselves so much that we truly don't care what anyone thinks of us. And it is a superpower, isn't it? It's a superpower to not have that burden on you, that you check yourself before, you know, you express what's in your heart and within your soul. You're just free and liberated to express who you are in every single now moment. So let's be aware of our judgments. Let's not have to announce our departure if we're leaving someone's social media. Just move on with grace and accept that we all have a piece of the jigsaw puzzle. We don't all have to have the same belief system. You might cycle around and then, you know, you do align with someone's belief system that you didn't once upon at the time. And so you would be very upset if you judged that person, particularly if you had attacked that person, you know, at a time where you didn't align with their belief system, but later on you realize, hey, we're really on the same page. So sending you all much love as always. And, you know, in particular, because 99.9% of the people, through our My Health Yoga TV and, you know, to a much lesser degree, we're getting some support here on YouTube, but YouTube opens us up to the greater public. But I still want to say, for the people that I don't know personally, I haven't trained with us, that's leave really beautiful comments or private message us. Thank you so much. We love you and we appreciate all your support. And, wow, it's a big movement going on, isn't it, guys? So let's keep this going. Just today, I want to send lots of love to our original people in Australia who need our support at the moment. So just send them extra love and extra support. Namaste.